Hey you guys, it's your girl Creator Solutions, and I am back in action. I guess this is not really the studio, but I'm back in my room and I'm going to be sharing some videos. Well, this is my first video. Is it for the year? No, I did a couple of other videos, but I'm going to be doing a video today, and it's going to be about how generation generational curses, but not just generational curses, but like how does shame get passed down? How does guilt get passed down? How do these feelings get passed down from generation to generation? So in this video, I'm gonna be doing a couple of story times, and so yeah, let's get into it.
Love you. Oh, we in here. They call me. They love me.
Okay, so now we're back. So you guys know I'm gonna have a little example today. So today we're going to be talking about generational curses, meaning traumas, and how they get passed down from one family to the other and vice versa. And so let's get into it, right? I guess this conversation could be relatable if you have a family, if you have aunts, uncles, you have a mother, you guys can relate to this. Or if not, you can see the family dysfunction. So I'm gonna just put down my overlay first and foremost, because this is gonna be my prime example. So if you guys are looking at the screen, right? On the left side of the screen, you see me. This is a younger version of myself. I was like 17, 18, about 18 years old, and I was going to prom. I was living in New York City, Brooklyn, and I was going to prom. And on your right side of your screen, this is me. This is me from like last year. So yeah. So on the right side of the screen is me as my new improved version of myself after I went through my trials and tribulations, and I feel like I'm still going through that right now. Anywho, so as you can see, my younger version, I am very, very skinny, right? I am like skin and bones. I'm telling you guys, I was 5 feet and I weighed like 90 to 95 pounds soaking wet. I was a piece of stick. Like, it was ridiculous. And I looked at really young. So when these kids be looking like old, I'd be like, oh my God. But believe it or not, I used to eat a lot of food and I still could never gain weight. I just had a really, really fast metabolism. I don't know why. But it wasn't just that, it was just that I had a lot of things going on in my mind. Like, I wasn't able to fully express myself and express the things that I feel or the things that I want. I wasn't able to express, how I feel. And so I had a lot of things bottled up inside. So even if I tried to express myself or I tried to express how I feel, I didn't feel like I was being heard. And yeah, so this was a younger version of me. And I don't know, I took that belief with me for a while, a long while. And I didn't know why did I do that. But I took that belief with me for all through my 20s. Like, woo, it was bad. So anyway, so this is the version of me. And today's story, we're gonna talk about, so how are these generational curses being passed down? So first and foremost, it has to do with feelings, right? So when a parent doesn't feel like their optimum self, right? They're probably going through their own things and tribulations in their life. sometimes they turn around and they put it on their children. I don't know. Like they don't know how to express themselves. Like I don't know, but like, I feel like we're all on this spiritual journey and the spiritual path. And sometimes we take on other people's feelings, other people's beliefs, other people's opinions of us. And sometimes we're super young, like we're naive, we're looking for love in all the wrong places. We're trying to find, something somewhere, or looking for something like we don't know. We're young, right? You know? And at that time I was like 17, 18. I felt like I was in a cage, right? Like I couldn't go outside. I couldn't go here. Like I don't know, like it was crazy. And then I had to take care of my brothers and sisters. So that was really hard. And I almost just felt like I couldn't go anywhere, you know? I had to ask, and even if I do go out, you need to come back in 2 hours. So it was like a control mechanism. You need to come back here. And I really didn't like that. And even until now, even when I go home, sometimes I feel like that. And I be trying to talk to them and let them know like I am older and I don't need to like. And so that's why when I go home I try to get my own place, like either as an Airbnb or something like that, because I don't like being controlled. I'm my own person. Now I can fully express myself. I can tell you how I feel and you can't tell me anything. And I feel like as I get older, my aunts and even my mother, they probably don't really know me because they never really asked me about myself. Does that make sense? Like they never asked you like what do you like, or what do you like going, what's this and that. Like it wasn't really a conversation about my interests. So I had to go out in the world and figure myself out. But so in this video, right, as I went out in the world and I figured myself out, I have a couple of things that really passed on to me. And one of them was when I was going to prom. And I just remember this because this like feeling it just stuck with me for like a while, right? And it all stems from when I was going to prom. So you know how you're excited, you're like 17, 18, you're getting into your makeup, you want to get your nails done, you want to do your hair. Like my mother did not want me to get my nails done at all until she said until you reach 16. Like she had specific age limits and she'll ask me, why are you getting your nails done? Why are you looking pretty? Why are you doing this? And I was just like, what the hell? It kind of made me feel bad, I kind of felt bad, or I felt guilty because I wanted to look nice. I wanted to pour into myself. I wanted to dress up. I wanted to be girly. And like I started to feel guilty for wanting to do those things. Like I didn't have the right to do so. And I remember that I wanted to go out and I wanted to pick out a dress, and a dress that I liked for prom. And I wanted to look nice and I wanted to pick the best dress. So I had me and my best friend, and my best friend, she wasn't like me. I was more like, I feel like I was naive, or I used to get beat a lot, talked down on, but she was more rebellious. And I think she had left her mom's house at like the age of like 16, 17. She got up and she just left. Probably she was dealing with the same things that I was dealing with, but she had the guts to get up and leave. But me, if I would have got up and leave, where would I go? Like, I start asking myself those questions. So I did not have the guts to get up and just leave like she did. Like, I was scared that I was going to get beat. I was scared that, all of my aunts in Brooklyn all over are gonna come out of the woodworks and start, looking for me and talking to me and saying all of these things. And so I didn't have the capacity to get up and rebel, be rebellious. So my best friend, she was working at McDonald's, and we was all, looking to get ready for prom. We was trying to, look nice, pick out dresses or whatnot, and she already had her money, and she was gonna do this. And I remember it was a couple of days before prom, and I had went to my cousin's house, and my aunt was like, "You're not gonna get your nails done for prom?" And my aunt volunteered, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get your nails done for you." And my aunt paid to get my nails done. And this was like back in the early 2000s, like late 2000s, and before they had gel and all this other stuff now. So we'll go to the nail salon and we'll just get a full set acrylic. And she had paid for me to get it done, and I was so happy. And at that time, it was like $20 to $25 in New York. And I still feel like New York City, their prices are still pretty cheap because they have competition. There's a lot of people. You go other places, like ridiculous. You you better stick to your press on nails. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, so yeah. So I went to my aunt went and she got my nails done for me. And I got home and my mother was so mad. So mad that my aunt paid to get my nails done. And she was like, why did she pay to get your nails done? And she was just mad. And it's not like my mother she didn't even give me no money to get my nails done or anything like that. You know what it took? It took my aunt paying to get my nails done. And then my best friend, she paid and she got my feet done for me also. So my mother was so mad. And she was like, why you couldn't wait and this and that. And she telling me this 2 days before prom. Like, you think I got time to run around and do everything on one day? No. Because, like, the day of prom, she gave me money to go get my hair done. And it was just, like, a complete mess. And the thing is, she made me feel so guilty. And I remember I wanted to go and pick out a dress. And I didn't even get to pick out the dress I wanted. She picked the dress out and told me this is what I'm wearing. And I was so mad and frustrated, and I just wanted to just go and just let's leave afterwards, because it wasn't really something that was like really nice or like, because I didn't have any say in it. And that shit was like really bad. I didn't even think I came home that night. That was the first time I was rebellious there. I did not come home that night. I think I came home the next day. Me and my friend, we was out and we were drinking and stuff. But eventually I did go back home and, got yelled at or whatnot. It was just crazy. Yeah, but that was a time. Like, and just to imagine, this is how strict. It's 18, right? I'm 18 years old. And I have to be back in the house by 9 p.m. And I'm 18. And I used to feel like, I'd be like, damn, all these other kids, they get to go out and go to parties and go do this. But then I have to go back home. And then I tried to get a job and she said she don't want me to be working. And it was like all of these things. And it was just like, I felt like it stopped my growth. And like, it felt like I was put limits on myself. Like, somebody telling you can't do this and you can't do that. And it was just like, and I had so much buildup resentment, and it was just crazy. But then I found out, like, my mother, like, I don't know, like, when you have your mom and you have your aunts and your uncles, I feel like it's always a competition between, like, brothers and sisters and their kids and who's doing better for their child. And I don't see why. Why is it like that? Like, we're all here. Why can't we help each other? We're supposed to be a village, a community. And it feels like it turns into some type of envy and jealousy. And I don't even know why. It's just I couldn't fathom that. It takes me back to the time when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And my cousin, right? My cousin, she had came in from Trinidad. Yeah, she had come over from Trinidad, and she was like 9, I think, and I was like 9 or 10. And she had came over, and she was a little bit growner. Like she already started. I was still skinny, and she had some weight on her. She kind of looked like a teenager, right? Like she had some weight on her. And I remember like her mother went out and brought her like all these nice clothes, like Rockaway, this, got her hair done and all of that. And I used to be like, damn, I wish I could get that. And that was at the time I was like 7 or 8, or I was like 9, around that time frame. And I used to just stare like, wow, I wish I could get all of that. And she got all of that, and she went back home to Trinidad. And I'm like, damn, I live here in America and I don't even get none of that stuff. But that's when I was younger, and it just, and then it stuck with me, and I had just had this feeling of, like I wasn't good enough, or I'm not supposed to try to make myself look pretty, or I'm doing too much. Why am I doing this? And it was always a guilt and and it all stemmed from that. And I had to like filter that out my system, and be able to live, because that wasn't my problems. That was theirs. And a lot of your parents, they're probably like passing on things to you and you don't even know it. It's like you're not the one that's jealous. I remember when I went home, and we're supposed to go to the funeral for my grandmother. And I remember I was gonna go with my aunt to go and get my passport, and we were gonna go drive up there. And I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's go and let's have fun. The whole time we going up there and we driving up there, and my mother calling me saying, why you going? Why you going all the way up there? Why you going with your aunt? Come back home. What are you doing? Stay in a child's place. And at the time, I'm like fucking like 32 years old. It was just like, really? And it was a jealousy, like, because I was with my aunt. And it was just like, wow, like all I did was go with my aunt. I hardly come home ever. I hardly go to New York. And the one time I go to New York, you're saying all of these things to me. Like, oh my God. And then she embarrassed of the things that she's saying, and she telling me not to tell her sister. And this is the type of craziness, like, and I just feel like I just wish that, before people have kids, they need to heal and be whole with themselves, because it really shows, like, it really does show. Like, I could never in a million years feel bad if my sister bought clothes for my son, or she bought him or got his nails done, or did this for him. I would never feel bad. Like, I would be like, okay, I would say thank you. Like, none of those things will come through my mind. Like I don't think I'm better. I don't think she thinks she's better. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Like, who wins? Samson, my son won. Good job. Like, or if I was to do that for her son, like, I don't think she would mind, So I don't know. I feel like, these parents nowadays, and it's getting better, because as more people go to therapy, and therapy is being promoted, and I feel like the older generation, they really do need to go to therapy. Like, they're holding a lot of things that happened to them when they were younger, and maybe they don't have anybody to talk to, or they have nobody to filter, or I don't know. I really do wish them peace and harmony, and I really want them to blow through their transgressions, because what they're doing is they're passing on their feelings, and it's just crazy. Like, I don't let me like I can't take pressure. I can't take being under pressure. And I this is another example. Right when we about to book, we already got my plane ticket. I'm going to Trinidad. We all going to the funeral. My mother gonna yell at me and say, "Who you staying by? Who said you could stay at their house? Where you gonna go to sleep at?" And I'm sitting here like, we have all this family in Trinidad. Like, what is her problem? And you know what it is? So my mother came up here to New York, right? And I guess she had her cousins up here in New York. She had nobody to really stay by, and she had stayed by her cousin, and her cousin wanted her to work for her, do all these things for her, and she was pregnant, and then her cousin kicked her out on the street. And I guess she's taking that hurt and that pain and throwing it on me. And I'm sitting here like, I thought we got family in Trinidad. Like, I have no problems with nobody. When I go to Trinidad, everybody is happy, they're in love. Nobody, I don't understand. And that's when I realized it's not it's the people that they not healed within themselves. I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, I really don't know. Oh my God, as I make this video, I'm just saying, like, I really don't know what's wrong with them. Like, some of them are just triggered for no reason, and these are the things that I learned. But yeah, yeah. But how these things get passed on. So because my mother feels all this pain and this envy, she turned around and she telling me about it. And it feels like I have to side with her. And if I don't side with her, she's mad at me. And it's a whole triangulation, you know? Yo, hindsight 2020, I swear, it's best to be sovereign, have your own money, have your own place of where you're gonna go and how you're gonna do things. You have to be really sovereign in all aspects, because when people fly off the handle like this, they be just trying to trigger you or trying to instill things in you. And but yeah, this was my full example of, I don't know. I feel like, if you're a person and you've had examples of this, I'm just showing you examples of what you should not do to your kids, or vice versa. Just don't take on what other people think, what other people say, their opinions. People are battling with things in their mind, and I want people to understand that. People are really battling trauma. They're battling things that happened to them and when they was a teenager, things that happened to them when they was in their 20s, something that happened to them on your job. And then they're turning around and they're bringing all of this stuff. And as soon as you hit that trigger word, it comes out like vomit. It comes out like word vomit. And you just gotta know, you gotta arm yourself, because you don't want to sit there and take that on. And you know what's gonna happen? That's like somebody just spitting up, this curse and giving it to you. And you have to turn around and look at that and realize that that's not yours. That's for them. And you just gotta let it roll off. Or you just leave. And I just wanted to say, I understand what Keita Rose was talking about. but she was talking about being in the military and dealing with, some dealing with men, because some men, they have like a lot of testosterone and they have a lot of ego, and and she's right. A lot of them be cheating. A lot of them be like saying things, hurtful things to you, and you gotta be in that environment. It's really, really hard. And take it from me, I was an engineer in the Navy, and that was hard, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. I, you see, I'm not in there anymore. I just don't want to be around that. It's not a place where you feel like you could grow and you can like learn things and people could work together. Because I really truly feel like together we achieve more. Together we are infinite. Together we could unleash infinite possibilities. Together we become one. But with people like this, people that like to sneak this, people that like to laugh behind your back, people that just like to do things, just to trigger you, people that like to say certain things. And it's like you can't get anywhere with that. The energy is so low on the scale. It's nowhere near creativity, it's nowhere near understanding, it's nowhere near creating infinite possibilities, and it's nowhere near love. And yes, that's that's why so this was my video today. You guys, just be careful. Be careful of what's being passed on to you. Just be careful of the interactions you make. Just always remember that, if somebody's mad, they're frustrated, they're upset, they're going through their own transgressions, and it has nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything to them. They're battling their own mental things in their mind. And just don't take it on. So yeah. Yeah, this is your girl, Creative Solutions. Came on here, to talk about the passing of envy, jealousy, hate, and shame. And just let you know, don't carry that. Drop that bag. It's not yours. It's not yours. Don't carry it. It's not yours. From this point forward, do not carry any bags that's not yours. It's not yours. Do not carry it. So let me turn my camera on, take this off. Then I'm back here. Back at it again. So yeah, do not carry bags that's not yours. Allow these people to be angry within themselves and just tell them I understand, okay? And sometimes you may have to like figure out an alternate route. And all what you can do is you can tell them exactly what you're doing, and how you're making this very uncomfortable by the things that you're saying. And just tell them I feel very uncomfortable by the things that you're saying. I don't understand why you're saying this, and I don't know what you want me to do about that. So, those are the things you should react to that person, because some of them, they're just stuck in the emotion and they need to come out of that timeline because they're not with you in the present moment. They're way back there. And yeah. Whew. So happy, right? We don't gotta deal with that. I'm telling you guys, drop that bag. It's not yours. Drop the bag. It's not yours. So yeah, it's your girl, Creative Solutions. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my channel to grow, and if you guys want me to grow, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have some upcoming videos, and you guys are gonna really, really like it. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.